Not everybody can afford to spend £200 on a reel, and the majority of us out there doing matches and pleasure fishing have got to really count the pennies when we buy our tackle. I found a range of reels. They're from a company called Sonik. Are they any good? Stay tuned. Welcome back to Match Fishing TV UK. Thanks for tuning in. On today's video, we have a range of reels from a company called Sonik Sports. Now, if you haven't heard of Sonik Sports, they've been quite big in the carp world for a little while now, and their rods and reels have been getting some rave reviews from some of the serious carp anglers. They also do some sea tackle, and recently, in the last couple of years, they've decided to make a breakthrough into the commercial fishing world. So they've released a range of rods, reels and landing net handles. I'm having a look at their SKSC commercial reel range today. These are aimed at feeder and float fishing. I've gone out and got a 3000, 4000 and 5000 size, and I want to have a look at how decent they are. So we've got the box here, very smart bit of packaging, and this one in particular is a SKSC commercial 4000 reel, so probably the standard size that I would use for most of my fishing. I would usually pair a 4000 reel with 11 foot 12 foot rod, a 5000 with anything bigger, and a 3000 with my short chuck stuff, so the 9s and the 10s, but this one in particular is a 4000. So inside the box, always satisfying opening a new bit of tackle, we have the reel itself, which is in a really nice matte black finish, I've got to say. Graphite body, looks quite a bit like the Matrix Aquos reels, with a sort of black and blue, quite a classy little finish there. In the box we have another spool, so it comes as standard with a shallow spool, and this spool here will be a deeper spool, so cover all eventualities. And as usual, you've got your manual and warranty details in here. So the reel has 5 ball bearings, pretty good standard indicator of a smooth reel in my experience. You've got a nice little sort of adjustable handle there, again pretty standard. Again, you know, first glance looks very, very similar to the Matrix Aquos reel, even down to the handle on here. Nice soft grip rubber handle, nice thick chunky bail arm. Let's just see what it's like turning. Yeah, nice smooth, responsive. The body's quite small, I like that. So, you know, sometimes you get reels and the body can be a little bit bulky. Here's an Akuma reel as a comparison that I've used in the past, if you can see that. And the back end of the Akuma reel is quite a bit bigger. Well put together. Smooth. Okay. It's got a gear ratio of 5.2 to 1, so quite fast, but also enough power there to deal with any of the bigger fish that you might get on the end. And you know, I primarily will be using these for feeder work, so definitely there will be some bigger fish involved. If I just take the front drag off, which got a nice satisfying click to it. So the drag mechanism has actually got a little retainer inside, which I've not really seen before. Most of the other reels I've seen, the mechanism is kind of based on the inside. With this one, it's part of the actual screw top there, which is quite good. Top of the spool has the actual catches to enable the drag system. Probably saying that all wrong, non-technical jargon here. Nicely, it's got a metal clip, and it is a sprung clip as well. So, you know, a pet peeve is a lot of the plastic clips that you can get on these. They're cheap, they break, but that's a nice metal clip with a nice retaining spring on the back, so you know it's not going to put too much stress on your line. Now these reels retail price is around the £40 mark. I found this for £25. I have actually gone out and bought 6 of them. So I bought 2 3000s, 2 4000s and 2 5000s because I'm having a bit of an overhaul of my equipment this coming year, and I am pleasantly surprised. They look the part. They look smart. Like I say, they look a lot like the Aquos range of reels from Matrix. So the design seems to be nice. Very easy to locate the catch underneath, which is sometimes a problem, that they're a bit too stiff or they're a bit too hard to get your finger to. If you want to, you know, change it up while you're playing a fish, that's absolutely fine. The spare spool. So the deep spool, good line capacity. You know, you can get 200 yards of 0.28. So I'm guessing, you know, that's quite large line. I think my Daiwa sensor I use most of the time is 0.24 at £8. So going to get a lot of line on that. And the shallower match spool, you're probably going to get about 100 meters of £8 on again as well, so decent line capacity on both spools. What I would say is it's a shallow and a deep spool on all of their range, and for the 5000 reels, so I've got one here, they're 5000 reels. It's got the shallow and the deep as well. One thing I would say is that a 5000 reel, for me, you're going into the horizon, you're going a lot further. It doesn't really need a shallow spool, it needs 2 deep spools. That's what I would say, because I think the deep spool has got great capacity, you're going to be using heavier lines. The shallow spool, I think, would take about 100 meters of £8, which is probably pushing it. If you're going to be casting, you know, 60 meters, 70 meters maybe, couple of sessions, you're going to be very close, you know, if you're cutting off a bit of line each time, to having to re-spool that one. So maybe that's a slight grumble, but otherwise they look like a fantastic set of reels. And I will say, you know, I'll give away where I found them. Fishing Republic, they were doing them for £25 Black Friday. I think they've gone back up to £33, but I did see them on Amazon for £27, and like I say, I managed to pick them up for £25. So, you know, there are bargains out there to be had, and like anything with fishing tackle, you know, identify what you want to get your hands on, and go and have a shop around. But for me, it's a thumbs up so far. You know, obviously got to get them out on the bank and see, but they look hard wearing. They look like they're going to do a good job for me this coming season, so I'm pleased with that. Tight lines and take care.